All right, so you're welcome back to Intimate Talk with Dr. Tulu. And tonight I'm talking about myth about relationship and marriage. Okay, let me just call it myth about marriage. All right, myth about marriage. Myth what I call it, beliefs or thoughts or statements that have been accepted, but maybe over the years, maybe as a result of the fact that it's been practiced, people have been practicing it, and it's becoming a part of people's life, and people are coming to accept and believe it, but they are actually not true. All right, so those are the things I'm talking about tonight. So myths are things that people have accepted to be true, but are actually not true, and that is what I'm going to be talking about tonight. I'm talking about myth about marriage. So myths about marriage are things that over the years people have accepted to be true about marriage, but are actually not true. Now, you think about it this way, in this part of the world, that I mean, the way we do things, it's serious. You know, the way we, in fact, let me not even go to that because of my time. But the truth of the matter, there are so many things that we are doing the wrong way, and we are actually facing the consequences of not doing it the right way. All right, so tonight let me talk to you. I want to rush through it. I think I have about 10 points of things that are actually not true. The reason why you are not happy in your marriage, you know, in this part of the world, marriages people just get married most of the time because everybody is getting married, or because uh people are looking at me in a funny way because I'm single, or because I want to have the wedding of this, I mean, of the year, the talk of the town wedding, society wedding, or because I just, if I don't get married, the society is going to look at me. I mean, maybe people are not going to respect me. So we get married for wrong reasons, and at the end of the day, people are in marriage in that's the point. People are in very sad marriages. People are sad. I mean, two are meant to be better than one. If your two is worse, okay, two should be better than one. If your two is worse than one, then something is wrong. Your partner should complement you, not make you to feel lesser. If you are happier as a single, it doesn't mean that, oh, you are not the architect of your happiness. That's not what I'm saying. You should have a happy life even as a single person, but by the time you get married, your level of happiness will actually increase. That person should complement you, should add values, should add vibes, should add happiness, should add things that will make your life more interesting. If after getting married your life is getting sad, going down, you are getting depressed, there's no point. But that is very common in this part of the world. That is why you see, when we tell people that when you both people, they divorce a lot, they don't, because these people understand what it means to live a happy life. All right, and so because of that, they don't want anything. That's why when the marriage is not doing well, they do everything possible. They talk to counselors, they go for sessions, they do this, they do that, and they do everything possible just to make sure that that marriage work. And if it doesn't work out, they just walk away. They feel like, okay, I've exhausted all my options and I'm walking away. But in Nigeria, we stay there. You cry, you fight, you are sad. It affects every aspect of your life. It affects the way you look, it affects the way you do things, it affects your relationship with people. At the end of the day, you stay in a terrible marriage, and your life, you live a miserable life for the rest of your life. And they ask you, why are you there? You say, it's because of my children, it's because of what people will say. I mean, that's what we get a lot of time. Now, there are certain things that we have learned to live with that are actually not right. Things that in this part of the world, they become a part of our marriage, that people just live and accept. Like, okay, what will I do now? Muji's mom, that's the way the marriage is. My grandmother, that's the way the marriage is. My great grandmother, that's the way the marriage was. And now my own is also like that. So, no big deal. These things could be worked on if you actually make up your mind to work on them. They are not right. There are certain things that are not true that we have accepted that are affecting our marriage. And number one thing is the fact that a man or a woman will change after marriage. See, before you get married, most of the time we see the handwriting on the wall that this thing is not going to work out, especially for ladies. You see it, when people come for counseling, I mean, marriages that are terrible, and you see certain You see certain habits, there's certain issues I'm trying to remember, that I'm remembering about. I'm trying not to delve into that, but you see certain traits, you see certain behaviors, and you notice those things in that man, and you know that, or in that woman, and you feel like after getting married, do you know how many times I've seen this in my clients? How many situations like this that I've seen? And then at the end of the day, especially for the ladies, she will take it and take it, and when she can't take it no more, she'll pack her things and leave. I mean, what, who does that, for crying out loud? All right. Now, it's a myth to believe that somebody who is a monkey is going to get married and become a chimpanzee. It's not going to work. That person, you see, people don't change as adults unless they make up their mind to change. Nobody. You see, why couples are having troubles and problems in their marriages is because Mr. A wants to live his life this way, and Mrs. B thinks that she can change the way Mr. A is living his life. It's not going to work. That's why, in fact, that is the root of most of the clashes in marriages. Believing that you can change your partner. You can't. You cannot. All right? Now, so if you want to get married to somebody, you know that this person comes home 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and you are not comfortable with that, please. It's not magic that after getting married, I'll be responsible. You know, the pastor will say, be responsible, oh, be a good man. You have been coming late before, and then he will just wake up tomorrow, and then he will start coming home by 7 p.m. for where? You see, let me tell you this. I said it before, I'm saying it again, that people don't change as adults. They only change when they make up their mind to change. And they will only make up their mind to change when they see reasons to change. And they will only see reasons not because you are telling them to do so, when you have when their motivation is very strong. That is why most of the time the right thing to do when you find yourself in this kind of situation, there's a habit or an habit that you don't like in your man or in your woman, and you're trying to change. You can't change them. The right thing to do is to take them to a professional, talk to a counselor or a therapist. When you do that, the job of a counselor is to make him see reasons. Most of the time when they come to my office and I bring out this thing, they're like, oh, Dr. Tolu, I've never seen it like that before. I never knew. Until he's able to get to that point and said, okay, I never knew it's that bad. Okay, okay, I think I can work on it. I think I can do something. Until he make up his mind to do something about it, you can't do nada. So now, planning to make somebody who is a drunkard, a sex addict, a womanizer, or a wife beater, or a lady who is how will I put it now? Maybe sex addict, who is you can't change them. So thinking that people will change after marriage is a myth. It's not something that works so easily. People only change when they make up their mind to change. So if you want to get married to that person, just count your how do they put it? Count your put it on the there's a word I'm trying to use, but just put it on the table and weigh your options. Can I live with this? Has this always been because I've seen couples, I could remember a guy that but I was like that before we got married. She knows me and she was comfortable. I'm surprised now she just changed suddenly. You don't just get married and expect people to change like that just because of a ceremony. That's why I tell people there is more to marriage than the wedding. The wedding is just a ceremony. You take all your life to prepare for wedding. You don't prepare for the marriage itself. You're going to find yourself in trouble. My second myth is the fact that the most successful married couples don't argue. Now, you see, some people believe that because for your marriage to look beautiful, that one is very common, especially in this part of the world now. Why would I try to behave like the Western, like the West, this Western style of living that everybody is on his own, nobody's talking to this. So, you live in a terrace building or terrace house where your building is just being separated by a wall, and now you keep fighting. I say, I don't want my neighbor to hear. I don't want people to hear that we're always fighting. And then you see couples. Haven't you noticed some couples that they never argue? You just hear that they are on the verge of they are filing for divorce. They never argue. It is healthy. It is okay to argue. It is okay to have issues. It is okay to even shout. Right? Now, it's a myth to believe that the most successful marriages are marriages where couples do not argue. It's not true. It is heavy for you. In fact, you see, it becomes toxic when you keep taking in and taking in and taking in all the nonsense, all the bad thing that the person is doing to you, and you cannot. You see, I've had couples like that. You know, the woman will take it and take it and take it and take it. Very common in this part of the world, until she can't take it no more, and then she will start looking for how to get out of the marriage. It doesn't work that way. It's okay to fight, not physical fighting now, you know, but it's okay to shout, it's okay to argue, it's okay to say, I don't like what you just did to me. It's okay for neighbors to hear you once in a while. I mean, there's no way two people can be staying together, and I mean, you are coming from a different background, the person is coming from a different background, and then who are you posing for, pretending that everything is fine? It's not possible for you not to step on each other's toe. You are at each other's faces, you are on each other's spaces. It is okay. It is a myth to believe that the most successful married couples don't argue. It is okay to argue. Number 3 myth is marriage can survive infidelity. Very common in this part of the world. That's my number 3 myth. Okay? Myth. Now, you believe that, after all, especially among the men, you know, maybe group of guys, you know, all of them, Francis, every time when they are coming for, you know, their evening. In fact, I'm looking at organizing something. I was working on something like that. If I call it, what do I call it? I've forgotten. You know, a place where women, you know, most of the deals that men are, you know, cutting, you know, those deals, they do it in the club, I mean, after work, where it's so difficult for women. You know, I don't envy women, because it's so difficult for women to come together probably after work and share ideas. And at the end of the day, so women, we are not actually nice to each other, but we are learning. We are working on that. All right. So the point is, so guys, maybe you are together, you know, men, Francis is coming with his babe, Sandra is with Francis, Kingsley is with Janet, you know, everybody is coming, you know, for the evening drink with their babes. And you are the cool guy who loves his wife and who doesn't want to cheat on his wife. And then all of them is looking at it, everybody is doing it now, no big deal. Even my wife know I'm cheating, everybody know I'm cheating, everybody know now that men are polygamous in nature, and then blah 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 blah. You keep going on and on like that, and then you decided to cheat. It might be working for Kingsley and Francis, it might not work for you. Believing that marriage can always survive infidelity is a myth. What works for Mr. A or couple A might not work for couple B. It might not work in your own case. All right. So do not always believe that every woman know that their husband is cheating now. What's the big deal? It might not work for you. All right. Infidelity, your marriage might not be able to survive it. All right. It could scatter everything. In fact, and it could be vice versa for women. You see, the rate at which women are cheating in this part of the world, forget it. Oh, you know why cheating? Even the Oyibo people, what are you talking? Nigerians are beating them to it when it comes to cheating. Women. Because you see, those people, they will if it's not working in the marriage, they want to fix it. And if they cannot fix it, they walk away. But in this place, you don't fix, you will not even fix, you will not talk to a counselor. You will not talk to a counselor. You stay in a sad marriage, and then you start looking for something to make you happy outside. It doesn't make sense. All right? So cheating is so rampant in this part of the world because women are in sad, bad marriages, and they are looking for succor outside. It's I don't know. So because of that, a lot of infidelity is going on in this part of the world. Just take it like that. So believing that your own can survive it because everybody knows now, everybody cheats, it's not true. It's not gonna work. It might not work for you. Know, before, married couples are not enjoying their sex life. It's a myth. Because research shows that those who are married have better sex life and enjoy it more than those who are not married. I can actually break down for you. I can break that down for you. Now, people believe, I mean, there's a common saying that the best way to stop making love to a woman is to get married to her. It's a very common saying, but it's a myth. That is if the woman wants it that way. Sex is beautiful. It's more interesting. It's more enjoyable in marriage. Now, let me explain this to you. You see, so many ways I'm looking at different way angle I can bring into this. Now, look at this. In this part of the world, whether you like it or not, our cultural values, social value, religious value, everything shaping us to be whom we are. Now, because of those value, every time you want to have sex, no matter, there's no way you, even if you are the loose, even if you are the prostitutes, every time you want to have sex, you know, with someone, you are feeling like, at the end of having sex with that person, you are feeling like, oh, why did I even do this? Oh, why did I even do that? Most of the time, you know, the reason why, that's not what I want to say, but let me just say, I just remember something. The reason why some people cannot enjoy sex in marriage is because of the baggages of, oh, the regrets, the pains, the you know, this issue of, I shouldn't have done it with him. I don't want to do it. You know, every time you have sex, you know, before you get married, you're always full of regrets. Like, I don't want to do it. I shouldn't. He made me to do it. He forced me to do it. When you are always having that, you see, that thought, there's a kind of signal that is sending to your brain. That is sending to your brain. And so every time you want, next time you want to make love or have sex, you are having that thought again. Oh, I don't want to do it. I don't. So you see, because I say this a lot of time, that making love, you know, getting involved, getting into the mood, it's not like a switch for a woman, like just pump, 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 switch on, switch off. No, it's a process. So because you've been sending that wrong signal into your brain, oh, I don't want to do it. Oh, he made me to do it. I don't want to do it. By the time you get married, your brain is still sending that signal. It will take a long period of time to say, okay, I want to do it. I want to enjoy it. I want to get down. I want to. It will take a long period. So you will see that so many women that are battling with inability to enjoy sex, frigidity, whatever it is, in this part of the world, has a lot to do with the past experience they have been having. All right? Maybe a good reason for you to say, I want to have sex only when I'm ready to have it. Okay? Now, so back to the point. Are you sure I'm going to be able to finish this tonight? All right? But I want to, really. So back to the point. Okay? Now, so believing that you cannot, a married couple doesn't have great sex life is not true. Research actually shows that sex is going to be better in marriage than outside marriage. Now, this is it. I've talked about this before. For you to be able to really enjoy sex, you need to be vulnerable. Women, especially for the women, vulnerability, like, you don't care. You just want to give everything. Like, just take me, just have me. Do with me whatever you want to do. I just give you my all. And your mind, your body, your soul, everything has to get involved. Love making is beyond physical, really. Yeah, you need to get connected. And to get to that point, you need to be vulnerable. And that vulnerability, most of the time, you need the coverage, the guarantee that marriage could offer for you to get to that point. Now, imagine now you are married. And so there's nothing to lose. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing like, I don't want to get pregnant. There's nothing like, I don't know if he's going to marry me. There's no problem about this and that. You know you can really get down. You know that you trust this person. You know that you can give this person your everything. You don't see this person like somebody that is going to see you tomorrow and say, I don't want to talk to you again after sleeping with you. That is a whole lot for women. But you know this person is not going to be that kind. This is somebody I could trust. I could give my all without holding anything back. Tell me, why won't sex be great? All right? So it's a myth to believe that married couples don't have great sex life. They actually have explosive romantic sex life. All right. Number 5, there's need to get intimate or cohabitate to have a better marriage. It's a myth. All right. In fact, research shows that those who cohabitate before marriage have a significantly higher divorce rate when they get married. Very higher. So there is no room for now. It's very common in this part of the world, and I get that question a whole lot of time. Dr. Tolu, how do I marry a woman if I don't test? So people want to, like, okay, let's stay together, let's get intimate, let's stay together, let's live together. And you see, this is very common in our higher institutions. I'm going to say this, and I think it's going to help a lot of parents. You see, when your child is going to college of education, in fact, from secondary school, this is actually very, very important. The kind of people they move with is going to determine how or the direction their destiny is going to go. Very, very important from secondary school. Now, but when it comes to university, when it comes to, let me say, higher education, colleges of education, polytechnic, university, all these higher education, higher institutions. Now, when you have a child that is trying to go into higher institution, there is always somebody. There's always somebody you want to call. Maybe your aunt's daughter that is in that school. There must be a connection. Think about it. Even if you are an undergraduate that you are listening to me today, there must be something, there must be somebody. Even if you don't know anybody in that school before, if you are admitted to that school, you start looking for, who do I know, who do I stay with when I get to that school. Even if you don't know anybody, if you step into that school, the first person that you are able to probably spend the night with, that is able to help you probably with your registration or direct you to all your mommy's or your uncle's son or your uncle's daughter or your aunt's somebody, whatever that is in that school, your first point of connection in that school is going to determine your direction in that school, and at the end of the day, determine the direction your life is going to go. It's that simple. So most of the time, if you are a very homely, quiet, mommy's girl, and you find yourself among, the runs girls, the club girls, probably your aunt's daughter that is staying in the school, and they call your mom, Janet, please, your sister, your niece is coming, or your nephew is coming, please let me to take care of him or her. And that's the first set of people you meet in that school. That is going to, before you know it, it's difficult. If I think 99% of time, you are going to you automatically, because they are going to help you with your registration, help you to settle down, help you to, before you know it, you start going to club, you start becoming runs girl, you start doing it, automatically you fall in line. The same way, even if you are a runs girl from the house, it's very difficult. If you find yourself, because you are very vulnerable, you really need that help. These people are the ones that are going to give you direction on where to go, how to go. When you meet these guys, I tell you, if the kind of person you meet is, maybe they normally go to church, she's probably SU, like we usually call them, and she's probably the leader of the district. By the time you, or maybe the fellowship leader, by the time you join, she's the one that will put you in the room, help you to do your registration and all of that. You just notice that you fall in line. You start going to register to fellowship. This is very crucial, and I'm saying this because of a lot of singles, very common in our universities, in our higher institutions. You are going to regret it. Cohabiting, you are living like couples when you are not supposed to. You see, for people who doesn't have the opportunity to listen to, this kind of talk, when they were taking that step, it's understandable. But you don't have an excuse. Why will you be single? The better part of your life that you're supposed to use to enjoy your singleness, to enjoy your life, to give yourself direction. You go to school, you start washing for a man, you start cooking for a man, you start cleaning for a man. No lady should do that. You should never do that. You shouldn't. So listening to me tonight, I think it's because 99% of them doesn't end the marriage. At the end of the day, you are going to keep regretting, why did I do this? It's understandable if you can't listen to this is like an advice actually, but you are listening to me tonight, and I'm telling you, university undergraduates, don't do it. Look for another person to host you, to help you in that institution. You are going to regret it. Get out of that place. Get out. If you are staying with a man, if you are staying with a woman, you don't need it. You don't need it for anything. I mean, you cannot even come home and tell your parent you are single and you are already living like a married person, for crying out loud. Anyway, that's all I can say about that. But the truth is, so there's nothing like, I need to test now. How will I know if our sex life is going to be fine? Who says because your sex life is beautiful before marriage, it's going to be great after marriage? Who says? It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. All right? So saying that getting intimate or cohabitating before marriage will guarantee a better marriage is a myth. And my number 6, you do not need to get attracted to your partner to get married to them. Another myth, very common in this part of the world. I don't want to marry her. I don't like fat ladies. I don't like ladies with big boobs. I don't like ladies with big bum bum. I like ladies with big boobs. I like, but my pastor say I should marry. Or when I was praying, God now showed me this is not the person I want to marry, and God now showed me that's the person. What are you talking about? If people tell you, or you believe that you don't need to get attracted to your partner before you get married to that person, it's a myth. If you get married to that person, every day you wake up and look at that person, you're going to be regretting. So stop saying God is not a God. It's not an author of confusion who will give you something that will not make you to be happy for the rest of your life. God doesn't work. The God that I know, that I serve, does not work that way. I understand. I know there's a lot of confusion with this analysis, because some people say, God knows better now. You know what is good for you now. It is God that put the desire in your mind to be able to like a kind of woman that you want. So why will he now give you somebody that you wake up every morning and you look at the person and say, was I blind? What is this? It's not necessarily because you've seen another person, but just because even from day one, I mean, I had one lady like that registered with me for matchmaking. She came. She was a virgin at that time. She was a virgin. She was, I think, around 42, and very good church girl. This particular myth is very common among the religious people. All right. And then she was like, hey, I really don't want to. And then she was married, and I was like, how long were you married? Now you are coming for matchmaking. She's been divorced for 3 years by the time she came. She was married for 3 months, and she didn't allow the man to touch her at all. And I was like, why? She said, I don't like him. And I'm like, you don't like, why did you get married to him? Because they said that's the person God said I should marry. There's a brother in the church that I really love, I want to be with, and the brother liked me, but they said it's not. I said, who are they? What about you? Can't you even talk to God? She said, me too. I was convinced that that's the person. I said, you were convinced for 3 months. They were living like strangers. She did not allow this man to touch him until one day that guy woke up and packed all his things and left. And that was it. It was 3 years after that she came to my office for counseling and for matchmaking. Now, so the point is this. What are we talking about? So for you to say, like, I'm not attracted to the person, but God want me. No, don't blame God for that. It's a myth to say that you don't need to get attracted to get to marry somebody. If you like the busty ones, please, and be ready to face the consequences that come with big breasts when after marriage. Pardon me for that. All right. Okay. Then number 7, marriage is a bed of roses. I'm going to run through all of them now. It is not a bed of roses. It comes with its ups and downs. It cannot always be smooth. There are times they're going to cry. There are times that you're going to fight. There are times that you're going to shout. There are times that you're going to you need to stay together as couples. You're going to cry together. You're going to stand by your partner. It won't always be nice. It won't always be rosy. It is not always a bed of roses. It's a myth to think after getting married, your problem will be over. No. Responsibilities are going to creep in. In fact, your life will actually become more clumsy. And then number 8, love is all that matters. No. Now, love matters, but it's not all that matters. So the fact that you feel all the butterflies in your tummy, I'm in love with this person, and that is all that matters. No. It takes more than love to make marriage work. Love is one of the strongest pillars that keep marriage together, that hold your marriage together. But you need more than love to make it work. You need trust. You need companionship. You need. I'm trying to remember now. But there are other things that need to be in place for your marriage to do well. So it's a myth to believe that love is all that I need to get married to this person. Those butterflies, they are going to start flying away after some time after marriage. Actually, true love never dies, but there are certain pressures that could come that your love might not be able to withstand. So thinking that love is all that matters is a myth in marriage. And then number 9, marriage is all about making babies. Very common in this part of the world. There is more to marriage than making babies. There's companionship. There's communion that you share together. The desire, the act of working with someone. The two of you doing life together. Walking through the journey of life together. It's one of the greatest things that anybody could ask for. Somebody asks for somebody that asks your back, that had your back. You know that if the whole world, whether you are the saucy Tolu, or the angry, or the nagging Kenneth, or whatever, you know that whatever, if everybody is against me, there's one person who will always have my back, you know. So that alone is a very strong reason to be married, beyond making babies. Some people will say, it's my children, no, it's my children. Was your husband not there? Especially for women, was he not there before those children start coming? And then you neglect your husband all in the name of children. I am not saying you should neglect your children, but you should learn how to balance things up. Your husband comes before your children. Whether you like to hear that or not, your wife comes before your children. So marriage is not all about making baby. That is babies. That's why love making is beyond having sex because you want to produce. No, you make love because you want to recreate, you know, recreational purpose. You make love because you want to commune, you want to enjoy each other, you want to feel each other. There is a whole lot that needs to be done through love making rather than making babies. And finally, all men are cheaters. It's a myth. It's not true. It is not. See, when people say, it is in the nature, men are polygamous in nature. It's in our nature to cheat. Who says? Are you animals? It's only animals that doesn't have control over his urge. That you say, oh yeah, come, monkey, come and take banana, and the monkey will be running. Oh. That's an animal. A man should have the right to be able to say, even though I like this thing, I don't want it now. All right? So there's nothing to make you feel like all men are polygamous in nature. You have capacity to control yourself. Inability to control your urge and your desire makes you equals to an animal. It's only animals that doesn't understand how to say no or yes. All right? So all men are cheaters is a myth. All right? That's my number 10. I tried to rush through them. I never knew I could do this tonight. Actually, I was so tired. All right? I flew into Lagos around 4 p.m. and it's been a very hectic week for me. Okay, so let's see. Do you have anything to say about tonight's topic? Do you want to tell me something? What do you think about the myth about marriage? All right, myths about marriage. What do you think? Myths of marriage. What do you think? Do you think they are right? Do you have any question you want to ask me? Do you have a comment to make? Do you have something you want to talk to the fixer about? You know you don't want to go move a muzzle. Ask me your question. We still have about 15 minutes to go on the show. It is still Intimate Talk with Dr. Tolu, where there's always a shoulder to lean on.